or hospitalized after using a Ouija board?
Bruh, I'm breaking my kid code of silence with this one, but here's a quick story time. I'm playing the Ouija board in the Bronx. It's 1995, 1996. We don't got cell phones. The hangout spot is Vlad's apartment. Vlad's apartment got people in and out at all times, day and night. There's a Ouija board in the crib. I decide to play with it. A lot of us are playing with it. This is going on day after day after day. So we're talking to all these different spirits. There's one spirit named Frank. He identifies himself and he tells us his story about how he got moved out in the Bronx and he was from 146th Street. The dude, he gave us vivid details down to like phone numbers and all that. He asked us to call his family. But this is where it got strange. At some point, Frank decided to show off his spirit skills and would identify people before they'll show up. And that started freaking us out. Like, Frank, we cool. We hear your story, but chill. Because, like, Lou would show up knocking on the door and the board just wrote Lou. Or the board would start reading. Now, this is the part that really got me. There's a dude amongst us. His name was Trauma. His real name was Marlon, but none of us knew that because in the hood, you don't know nobody's name unless you get locked up with them, stop and frisk with them, or you went to school with them. But because that was Vlad's man from another block, we ain't know his real government. So now the board is writing Marlon and Traum shows up. We like, haha, Frank, you're not as good as we thought you was. No, we look at Vlad's face. Vlad's looking back at us with a certain face on us, and I'm already getting scared. He's like, yo, Marlon is Trom's name. Marlon don't know what's going on. He's just walking into this, and the only people holding the board are people who don't know Trom's real name is Mal. At this point, things are happening to people on the block. It's a lot drama and real bad things happening, newspaper-worthy stuff happening amongst like our friends. So we decided to give up this Ouija board. We're like, you know what? This is a little too deep for us. Fast forward a month later, this is where things got really strange for me. I see these two girls come out of building on my block. So all this took place on Creston Avenue on 197. And I lived on Kingsbridge and Morris. So I'm on my way to Morris after a day of being on Creston. And I see these two girls, they walk out the building. Yo, Rich, what's good? What you doing right now? I'm like, nothing. Yo, come in the building. We playing the Ouija board. We're like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to play. We had this whole experience. I'm not with that no more. And she's like, nah, but it's real. It's real. I'm like, trust me. I know it's real. She's like, anyway, so whatever they was going to do, for some reason, I decided, let me ask, what's the spirit's name that they talking to? And so I'm like, yo, legit, what's the name of the spirit you're talking to? Whatever way I asked her, whatever. You know what the spirit's name was? Take a wild guess. Shorty's was really talking to Frank on the Ouija board a month later. Anyway, we made a pact like the Goonies to never talk about it again. This is the first time somebody's talking about it in public. It's